Hey, is this Valerie?
Oh my gosh, it is. Hi, Danny.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Excellent.
I don't know. I need to fangirl for a second at the beginning. I'm getting ready to watch like Snick in my parents' basement, and like, oh my god, it's coming. It's happening.
Hey, those are good feelings. I'm glad that I could elicit them. That's one of my superpowers that I'm happy about having.
It is. And I mean, before I even knew you were coming back to Newburgh Brewing Company, I host our throwback hour on WRRV, and we just reminisce like every day from 12 to 1. We're like, remember when we did this? And remember when we used to watch Snick? And remember the best movie ever made, The Mighty Ducks? Like I talked about you daily without ever like feeling this connection.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so awesome. Well, cool. I'm glad that you can come full circle now.
It's a full circle moment, and I want to talk to you. I don't know if this feels like kind of a full circle moment, but it was wild to me today to open up an article from People magazine talking about you from this week. I mean, what was that like?
Hey, I mean, I'll take it. I think it's pretty excellent. I'm glad that someone took a liking to the book and then was like, oh, yeah, he's done all this other stuff. Let's talk about that, too. That sounds good.
You've been quite busy, I mean, since the mid-'90s, and it was very cool to see that you're still friends with Big Brother Pete.
That's right. Yeah, Michael C. Morona and I have been friends since 1989. I think people said 28 years, and that's when, like, the official series started, but, like, you can go back to 1989. That's when I met him. That's when we became friends.
Wild.
So that's 30 year. I don't even want to like discuss how long ago we met. But it's cool, long enough that we both have families and children, and we still keep in touch. And we do a podcast together called The Adventures of Danny and Mike.
Love the title.
We do the Nostalgia Personified show that we're doing at Newburgh with Lori Beth, and we do it with Mike sometimes too.
Yes.
Which has also been at Newburgh. We did that once there too, or twice. Twice.
Yeah, I think the last time you were there was like right before like everything hit the fan in 2019.
That's correct. That is correct. Yes, we were so excited to come back to do it again the following. Oopsie. Well, how about the next? Oh no, not that. How about the following? Up. So 5 years later, we've come back. We've come back around.
The owner of Newburgh Brewing tells me he has a connection with your family and was able to get you beer during the pandemic.
Man, yes. Yes, but he lives in a town very close to where my parents live and where I grew up. So when that was going on and they were doing their shipping and I knew that, I was like, hey, if I place an order and you just happen to take that order back and leave it underneath my parents' car in the driveway, and they'll pick it up and stick it in their house and wait for me to come to pick it up, that would be great.
Can this work? What a nice man. He had such wonderful things to say about you.
Paul is the best. He's awesome, and look what he's doing to Newburgh. Just in general, the brewery's got so much fun stuff. It's like a meeting place for people up there. It feels really nice. It feels like people who truly care about where they work and where they grew up and how best to support their community. It's really awesome.
Absolutely. It feels like you're a part of the community. I mean, this being your third time coming back.
I'm happy to have a reason to get up there.
That's awesome.
That's the best part.
So, like we mentioned, the last time you were there was back in like 2019, and this time you're coming with Lori Beth. What's it like? You mentioned you and Michael have been friends for over 30-something years, so Lori Beth probably along the same lines, to tour with these people that you have such a history with.
Well, it makes for the banter in the van quite colorful. Everybody knows everything about everyone and is very quick to whip it out at any moment to get a laugh or to just to gauge people's feelings in general. How are you feeling today? Well, I'm going to tell you something crappy that you did to me. And is it going to affect you? No? All right, cool, we're good. Oh, no, I hit a nerve. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep minding it because it's funny. Someone else is laughing. that's basically how it goes. But yeah, you when you have your friends that you've known forever, you can really kind of let loose a little more, while out a little bit. Lori Beth is no exception. She will be on point, making very funny jokes about me, mostly at my expense, and I may cry, but they'll be happy, sad tears.
Oh, I love it. I am so excited.
Because it's usually she's someone who speaks the truth, whether you like it or not, and that feels like that's where the happy tears come from, because it's constructive.
But, we all need a friend like that, somebody who's going to let us have it, whether we like it or not.
That's right.
Sometimes it's not so nice to have those conversations in front of a room full of people, right?
Well, you know what? I found it's better in strangers than it is in front of your own family. And then they end up hearing things that I never wanted them to hear.
Oh my gosh! Now, speaking of,
I'd rather tell a stranger all of my secrets than tell my
mom.
Yes.
I'm bringing my mom to the show, so let's.
Oh, very cool. Okay, well, yeah, I'll tell her. I'll tell her about all the bad things I did in high school.
Perfect. She'll love you just the same. I want to go back. You just mentioned, family. Since we last, I don't know. I want to say you and I last hung out, which has been never. You have a family now. You're a dad to 2 kids. You're married. A lot has happened since you first entered our lives in the late 80s and early 90s. So how does that transition happen from like childhood star to I have responsibilities, I'm a parent now?
Oh, well, I got married at 36 and had my first kid at 37. So I took my years. I didn't jump right into it. So I had some time to mess around and figure it out, I guess. No pun intended on the game show on Nickelodeon that I was part of. But also it does make sense because it took me some time to, figure it out. I feel like I'm the best version of myself to be a dad now. And if this was a decade ago, I would have figured it out. Again, I would have found a way, but it felt a little more of the time, I guess.
Older and wiser, right? As they say.
Yes, older and wiser. That's right. When my first child, when my son was born or on the way, when Kate went into labor and I had to drive from Brooklyn to NYU where she was delivering, and that alone being a scary thing, but it was late at night, so it didn't take very long. But I had to go over the Williamsburg Bridge, and I went up First Avenue, and I used to live in that neighborhood in the Lower East Side, and so it was one of those weird, cathartic, and also, like, monumental moments, like driving by, like, I puked on that corner, I got too drunk across the street, and I'm now driving to have a child. Like,
and Kate is like, shut up.
It was really like life. It was really like life being like, today you'll be closing this chapter of your life.
That's awesome. I love it. What's it like doing this whole dad life with Mike? I know you both have young children. Does that come into when you're touring for Nostalgia Personified together? Do you bring dad life into it?
Well, Mike is the only one really that has like had the full tour schedule while having a kid, because I didn't have one yet. And most of them were kind of like one-off stuff. But yeah, we talk about it constantly. We text each other all sorts of things about being dads and noroviruses and who can hang out with who and how is your stool looking today, stuff like that. How many times? We had the worst winter of our lives in terms of getting sick this year because my son went to pre-K.
Oh.
So he never went to daycare because it was daddy daycare. So he got all the sicknesses, which gave us all the sicknesses. So we had a lot of commiserating. I think he had a tough winter as well in terms of the kids getting you and everyone else sick. So
I know your kids are little, but have you thought about like how do I explain Will they refer to him as Uncle Michael? Like that we used to be brothers? We were kind of brothers. We are brothers.
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've said to my son fake TV brother before, and he kind of looks at me funny because that's what I call him. He's just, right now, he's just Mike, and he comes over with, one of his son, Gerard, is like 2 years, almost 2 years older than my son, but they both like Legos, so they get along famously based on that.
Beautiful.
That and kicking a soccer ball. It's actually been kind of funny to watch the two of them interact with each other.
That's awesome. Now, you and your wife, Kate, second book release, and it's actually coming out this Tuesday, yes?
That's right. Yeah. We have a second book coming out on Tuesday the 21st. It's a rom-com, like the first one, A First Day Prophecy, which came out last year. But The First Day Prophecy was very much heavy on our own life experience, so we kind of took our own meet cute and kind of turned it into a story for these two characters, because we did meet on Tinder.
Love it.
It's true. I'm a Tinder love story married man, so I'm still waiting for Tinder to send me on my special vacation package for being one of the people that won. Isn't that what you do? You win Tinder if you get married off of it.
I think so, right? They should at least give you something.
I'm waiting. Someone's probably listening to this now. They're going to give me a call. I'm going to get that call.
Hopefully they'll loop me in too.
Yeah, it's actually I'm looking for 10 friends. Me and 10 friends.
Okay.
So I'll let you know.
Okay.
But the second book that's coming out on Tuesday is called The Road Trip Rewind. Well, I can't even say it. It's so fun. The Road Trip Rewind. And that is also a rom-com with people are saying that it's a little bit 10 Things I Hate About You and a little bit Back to the Future, because they do go back to the future. They go back to 1999 in this book. And then instead of a DeLorean, we have a magical 2001 silver Volkswagen Jetta.
And that is the
Which
photo.
was actually a real car. That's right. And that's a real car that we had for a long time. And served us very well, so we figured that we'd immortalize it in a book.
Could you have ever imagined that you would be an author? Not to one, but two books?
No. But really one book, because Kate and I wrote both of them together, and both these books are dual POV, so each chapter is one person's POV. So I did the two brothers, one for each book, and Kate wrote the female characters. And so really I've only written one full book, but I'll take the credit for two.
I think two. You get to put that on your resume.
I'll keep saying two. I mean, I hear that when you write a book and it gets published, it goes into the Library of Congress, or something like that. I'm not really sure. I could be BSing, but I think, and if it's true, then I have my name on two books, so I would say that that's two books, yeah.
That's two more books than my name is on, okay?
Oh, you can do it. Anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
I could barely read. Never mind writing a book. This is why I talk.
Look, I grew up in New Jersey, so I have a New Jersey public education. Kate had to beat the double space after a period out of me while writing the first book. So just to, I'm glad I'm not alone in that.
No, this is still to this day. I'll turn something in, and they're like, "Whoa, look at all those spaces there." What? That's how we were taught. You can't unteach that.
It's so strange. Yeah, I know. Now they're trying to tell us cursive didn't exist either. Well, I'm gonna.
So you're coming back to Newburgh this Sunday. We are so excited. I've talked about it probably multiple times every day for the past week or so, trying to get a feel of who's going, like who's in the posse that will be there for this Sunday show. Have you seen the special IPA that they brewed for you and the cool label?
I have indeed, and last time we had a label, and it was great, and this time we have a label, and it's just as great, if not greater.
They really do it the right way.
And I love that all that IPA. It's more of a name than a different brew, but the brew that they have is the brew I can get behind. So,
Anything we should be expecting, excited for Sunday, in addition to you and Lori Beth just being in our hometown here? What else should we be getting stoked about?
Oh, well, we should be getting stoked about having my wife there as well, who will probably also join in the ribbing.
Oh, no.
And we'll also talk about the book a little bit. We'll have a little book talk. And, we'll just hang out. We'll sign cans of all that IPA and just kind of hang out and enjoy everyone's company. We always have a great time there, and so it's really just a nice time to hang out. That's what I got to say. It's just a good hang, and we're going to hang and make sure that everybody hangs. And once they're filled with the hangs, they can go home.
Then we can leave. I want to selfishly ask a question. Do people bring like other memorabilia for you to sign, like other than like
sometimes
the book? Like if I brought like a Mighty Ducks VHS tape, like would that be okay?
Oh, of course, 100%.
Okay, just wanting to make sure. We watched it last weekend in honor.
You bring it, I'll sign it.
In addition to doing Daddy Daycare, writing a book, being funny, being in a band, there's also this real estate video.
Ah, yes, indeed. I'm glad we've moved on to the musical portion. Thanks for plugging the band Jounce, who's been a band for, at this point, 24 years, Whoa. Which is kind of kooky. We're in the middle of a new record that should be coming out probably by the end of the year. Real estate, they're good old boys from Jersey. I've known of them for a long time and been friendly with their bass player, Alex Bleeker, I guess they finally decided they were going to drop this question they had on me back in July of last year about making a music video that was kind of like a nod to Pete and Pete because they were such big fans of the show, and we have ties together. They grew up in the town over from where I grew up, so I was I was friendly with a lot of the kids because I guess they're probably like 4 or 5 years younger than me. So I knew all their like older siblings of like their friends and stuff. So like we would apparently they watched me play a show once with a bunch of their friends from Ridgewood at the Ridgewood Band Show, and they were like, "We're going to be in a band." So I'd like to say that I started real estate, even though I don't believe that is accurate at all.
Put it on your resume right after the Library of Congress.
I'm going to put it on my resume. And Martin from Real Estate, he lives in the Hudson Valley. Maybe he'll be listening, and I'll tell him to listen now so he can hear that I started the band Real Estate way back in the day.
You have accomplished a lot in your lifetime.
I know. Where do I go from here?
I'm not sure. What's next? What's next on the docket?
I don't know. I don't have a thirst for blood or space or being a billionaire, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Doesn't leave me many options anymore.
That's true and fair.
But yeah, so we made that video in October, and I ended up getting Mike involved, and I got Chris Biscardi and Will McRobb, who created Pete and Pete, to help with the concept. So all four of us, kind of like a Pete and Pete brain trust, put together this video for Real Estate, and it's awesome. It's so fun, and it was really great to kind of like revive Wellsville, because we really tried to make it authentic to the feel and the time and all that stuff. And the guy who directed it, my buddy Edmund Hawkins, is also from New Jersey and was a fan of Pete and Pete. So he's kind of like the next generation of we were on the show and we were part of the creation of the show, and Edmund watched the show, and then he made the video, and he made like the perfect homage to the show. So it's just kind of it's like not a pay it forward situation, but like watching how somebody who watched what we were doing and it affected him in that way too was able to, put his spin on it, but have it really feel authentic to our world.
Another full circle moment.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I mean, I guess now I'm like 67 or 70, close to 70 with all these spins around the world in addition to the one spin around the world I get every year. So
Okay.
I'm just getting
I
old.
mean, well, you
that's
look
what I'm saying.
great for 70-something.
Thank you so much.
This is unreal. Well, if I haven't already told you how excited I am for Sunday, I am very, very excited.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out with you, and yeah, we're just gonna laugh and reminisce about the old days and when we could be off the grid without a cell phone. And that's what, we're going to take everybody's cell phone at the jump. Just kidding. We're not going to do that.
You should
That
put those little like, concert pouches.
Like, we're really going back to the 90s. Nobody's looking at phones. If you're bored, you stare at your shoes. You want to talk to somebody, you go over there and talk to them. And that's it.
I was reading I think it was in the People article that you and your wife said something about like less options, meaning more common ground between people. Like somehow my 8-year-old has acquired a cell phone and I'm like, who do you think you are? Like texting me from the other room. Put the phone down. You don't need to be occupied 24 hours a day. Go outside and talk to somebody, find a friend, ride your bike, fall off your bike, and come home when it's dinner time, right? Like kids don't do that anymore.
That's right. No, I know. Everything has to be planned out. I guess the most spontaneous I'm finding now is that my son demands in-the-moment play dates when we go to pick him up from school. And he's like, I guess, been talking to his friend all day about how he's coming over to our apartment. Where I'm like, well, we got stuff to do. They're like, come on, it's a play date. I'm like, well, I like that this is a spontaneous thing, but it happens every day, guys. Please.
No. He's like, I already texted his mom. It's fine.
That's right. That's right. Well, my almost 2-year-old can FaceTime the grandparents. She can just go in there and knows just by looking at like the names or like the emojis at the end of the name for whoever we're, usually it's the Gigi or Mum, which are their grandmothers. But yeah, she can dial them up on command, which is terrifying.
Well, we're going to get rid of all FaceTiming, all everything until we do a selfie photo shoot on Sunday. But I couldn't be more excited to be a part of Nostalgia Personified on Sunday and really looking forward to having you come back to the Hudson Valley.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I truly love being there. I think it's such a beautiful, cool spot, old spot, and good people. And it's the Hudson Valley. Come on, you can't beat it.
Got it.
I'm only stuck here in Brooklyn because I got a rent-controlled apartment. It's hard to leave.
Oh my God. Funny.
Oh, and Golden Hour Books in Newburgh will be on hand to sell the books a couple days before anyone can get it. It comes out on the 21st, so nobody's selling until the 21st. But we got special privileges to have them selling the book at the event. So you can get it before anybody else.
That's what I had heard. And just like you were talking about Newburgh Brewing before being wonderful with the community, Golden Hour, they are a brand new business. They are also like super involved and invested in the community. So it'll be nice to have them there.
I'm very happy to hear that. I kind of heard that as well. And when I brought it to Paul, I was like, I found this bookstore that could be cool. And he was like, I've worked with them before, and they're wonderful. So, again, just more of the same wavelength, and that's part of it. It really is. Like, it's nice to know that you can do fun events like this and have it be something that's, like, meaningful for everybody, the community, and not just us, fluffing our feathers for an hour and a half and trying to make each other laugh and cry.
Well, we're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to have books. There'll be beer, and I'm assuming a lot of laughs.
Yeah, I think so. If I were to guess, there shall be.
You just made this 90s kid's, dream come true right now.
Oh, man. Well, again, I'm just happy. I'm happy I can sprinkle some nostalgic pixie dust once in a while. It's not many people get real superpowers, but that seems to be mine, and I wear it with pride.
Well, we appreciate it. Well, I do, 100%.
And I hope everyone out there in Radio Land appreciates it, too.
We're going to make something out of that. Totally.